All right, guys, we're back with part two of our Aetherdrift set breakdown, and we are going to continue where we left off at part one. So if you haven't seen part one, go check that out, and then come back here to part two. But right now, we're just going to get right back into where we left off. So, Nick, all right, let's
So
move
now we
on
get into
to
my favorite color.
red.
Yeah, here we go, dude.
All
Red,
right.
best color magic. No notes. I know people say it's the worst color in Commander. They're just not good at playing red. That's what I say. All right.
Well, what's the first card you want to talk about?
Burnout Bastronaut. Amazing name. One red for a 1/1 menace. Start
Yep.
your engines.
Yep.
Goblin War rare. Pay 2. This creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Max speed, it gets double strike and is a 1/1. Menace is the thing on this card. Like this card,
Right.
and it starts your engines. And once it gets double strike, you're just never blocking this probably. Or if you are, it's not going to be a good time. I love this card. I love seeing goblins that are playable. Like one drops that have a little bit of work into them. I think some of the ones that combo with spells that we got from Bloomberg are a lot better than it. But I'm happy to see us innovating in kind of like an interesting way. This card has just so much subtlety in how you'll play against it. Like I can already see 10 lines of play and how this goes. So just
Yeah,
an
because
interesting, awesome one drop in all game.
I mean, you get to max speed, you're obviously going to be able to, pump this guy up. This with menace and fire breathing is pretty good.
I mean, it's gonna be hard to stop. You're gonna keep your engines going,
Yeah.
more and more, just because menace and yeah, it's just awesome card, awesome card. Then I'm just noticing this card, Count on Luck,
Oh yeah.
3 red. That's amazing card. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So super red locked for Phyrexian Arena, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty good card.
The 3 red is puts you firmly in red, but man, yeah, it's a pretty good effect.
Yeah, I mean, hitting your land drops is kind of the thing red struggles with, getting up to higher mana values in Commander. So, I mean, it does the job. And then in regular formats, this card is kind of terrifying. You're just now I'm just always ripping, a burn spell every turn after this is in play.
Yeah.
But, awkwardly, you don't want a bunch of these in your hand. So it's definitely a lot of tension there. I think Wizards is really struggling with, how to make red scale into the late game when it's all about killing you in the early game.
Right, yeah.
This card is definitely playing in that space. Also plays into, a bit of a bigger red deck. Outpost Siege was such a big deal back in the day. So this is just Outpost Siege is better effect, but lower, and you're locked to mono red. So I can see this card seeing some decent play in time. So also I would like to say another cycling creature, but it's a vehicle this time. The Clamorous Ironclad, 3 in a red for a 6/3 menace, crew 3, and cycling for a red. Don't know if I'm playing that one, but I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
So there's
Full
this.
Throttle. That's the next card I want to talk about.
How about let's talk about Fuel the Flames real quick about this guy just lighting cats on fire.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this card
Poor
Fuel
Basri. Is that Basri being on file?
I think so. Yes, this card's called Fuel the Flames, and it's one of the End Rider guys. He has a name. Is that name is Rido or Rito? I think it's probably Rido. And he's got a flamethrower and he's burning these cats that are pulling his
Oh
chariot.
my gosh.
Pretty good card.
Wow.
Deals 2 damage to each creature and has cycling.
Yeah, definitely a good sweep. Another kind of plays that same role as the previous cycler, the Wrath. This red really sometimes needs a pyroclasm, but there's a lot of times where that's bad for red. So again, this is just perfect. There's a ton of those in this set. I mean, the demon technically
Yeah.
they really leaned into cycling's ability of being this is good some of the time, but not all of the time. And it's a great card. But after that, I got a lot of DMs for this card because I play it. I play Commander, play red a lot. Middle Hard is my baby.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Full Throttle. Everyone was calling this the Red Crater Hoof. Blah blah blah. Let me read it to you. Full Throttle, great name by the way. 4 and 2 red, sorcery, a rare. After this main phase, there are 2 additional combat phases. At the beginning of each combat this turn, untap all creatures that attack this turn. So, an other note, that is the cutest picture of Loot I've ever seen. He's just like this crazy little lizard, whatever the heck he is.
Yeah,
Fuzzy lizard.
as Chandra and Sita Verma are getting ready to punch the crap out of something.
Yeah, great, hilarious art. Really, I would blur out everything else except for that face of that picture. Of Loot on that picture. It's so good. I think it's sweet. It might not be as busted. I can't decide if that card is as busted as everyone's saying or not.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to try it. It's already kind of up there for rare, but sweet card. Definitely, red is getting some love in this set in a few different ways. So can't say too much bad about that. Any red cards you like, Josh? You're like, I
Uh,
hate red. It's the worst color ever.
no, I love red. I want to talk about this another reprint, Lightning Strike. This art looks sick. I love this art. This is probably
What is even
my
happening?
favorite Lightning Strike art.
It is bizarre. What is he zapping a
Yeah, it looks like he's
ghost car?
no, it looks like he's zapping one of those the robots, I think. Yeah, it's one of the goblins with the jet engine strapped on it, and then another car or robot behind it that's getting zapped with lightning.
Okay.
So, and it's coming out of the goblin's
Huh.
hands too. There's like a goblin on the
That's
back, like
wild.
facing the other way. Yeah.
This we could go on about all the art in this set, and I don't know when's the last time we had Lightning Strike in Standard. It's like a pretty
Ew.
potent
Yeah.
burn
Probably
spell. I wish I knew.
uh, the Theros, the second Theros, maybe. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been a while. Oh, I guess we can't go on without referencing Hazaret's return. Old Hazaret was a great standard played card. Then they made a Hazaret and Friend in a set previously, in the in between. But this is the last time we've had a proper God from Mom and Ket. This Hazaret Godseeker, 1 in a red for a 5/3, indestructible haste. Start your engines. Pay 1 and tap. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Hazaret can't attack or block unless you have max speed. Also, legendary creature God. Still not a jackal. Still annoyed by that. But awesome card actually. I was kind of like meh on it at first, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, this card is kind of nuts. What do you think about this card, Josh?
It's weird to see a god that says start your engines, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I like it. The only thing I don't like is you can't get around the max speed thing.
that's pretty hard. But in red, I mean, if any color's reducing your life total to win,
Yeah, that's true.
it's this one.
You
And
do have more
yeah,
tools to
5/3,
get there.
yeah, and he helps you get in. I mean, your things are unblockable, and then you could already have max speed by the time you play it, assuming you play like that goblin from before. And then
Yeah,
off the top, 2 mana, 5/3, indestructible.
yeah,
Deal with it.
yeah. That's true.
Um,
That's true.
I think the card's pretty sweet. I don't know how sweet. It's definitely not really the way I was looking forward to a new Hazaret. Kind of this is the second one that I'm like, I don't think I'll be playing that much because it's super narrow,
Yeah.
like on how it's put together. But not bad. It's a good card.
You know
Probably will see a lot of play in.
what else is a good card is this Howl Squad Heavy.
Yeah.
So it's a 2 and a red Goblin Mercenary 2/3 with start your engines. Other goblins you control have haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, make a 1/1 red goblin creature token that attacks this combat if able. And then max speed, you tap him and add red for each goblin you control.
Goblin Rabble Master
Yeah, so
with upside.
this was another one of the cards that was on Mark Rosewater's teaser. At tap, add red for each goblin you control. So this card is pretty sweet for goblins.
Definitely sweet. Definitely not as busted as I was afraid that text was going to be attached to. Max speed weirdly slows it down.
Yeah,
But definitely a powerful card. I mean, games go on for a long time. You're just like, rip this guy off the top. You have all the mana in the world in your goblin deck. Just, I don't know what you're doing with that mana, but I'm scared. I have 40 goblins. Now I have 40 mana.
yeah.
Oh, God. Am I dead? Oh, yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, whatever X spell you want to
Super
play.
into it. Oh, this is a card of. Let's talk about this card. Kickoff Celebrations. Red and 1 for an enchantment. Common, start your engines. This enchantment enters. You may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Max speed, sacrifice this enchantment. Creatures and vehicles you control have haste until end of turn. So I think Bitter Reunion is the card from Brothers War that a lot of people play, and it's very similar to this card. It's 1 in red. When it enters, it does the same draw discard effect, but you can pay 1 and sack it to give all your guys haste. So in Commander, when you're playing an aggressive deck, having that access to haste is important. And there is a big difference in Modern Commander between Lightning Greaves is 0 and Swiftfoot Boots is 1
Right,
mana
yeah.
attachment. And especially, does it do all your guys? So you usually will play those early, and they won't do anything most of the game. While Bitter Reunion does something early that's actually relevant. And so does Kickoff Celebrations. Max speed is a little goofy, but set up in the right situation, this is better than Bitter Revelation or Bitter Reunion in a few ways, especially if you're already on it. So I'm kind of into the card. I'm liking that we're getting those looting effects like Tormenting Voices for red. in places that with little kickers, so it's not so flat.
Right.
I
Yeah.
really like this card. And I would like them to keep iterating in that space because I don't think we found the sweet spot. Like, I don't think we've found one that like some random aggressive deck's gonna want. But this, we're getting there. I mean, this is you're gonna see it limited. That next speed ability is gonna happen. I'm into it. Marauding Mako. That card has hilarious art. Big shark pirate. There's
Yeah.
lots of sharks. I don't know why. Is Street Sharks the reason we're seeing all the sharks with cars? Like, I understand some of the planes are pirates, but it's just like hilarious to me. My God, another. There's a ton of shark pirates. Thunderhead Gunner, 4/5 reach. Discard a card, draw a card, activate only once each turn, only as a sorcery. There's just all sorts of pirate sharks in red. Sky Crash. Oh, okay. I have to say some words about Sky Crash. So Sky Crash is 1 in a red, instant, destroy target artifact, and cycling for red. So it's not uncommon. So I used to complain on Twitter all the time. I've grown up, gotten out of that stage, but I'd go whine at Mark Rosewater or whoever, blah, blah, you ruin a Magic, blah, blah. Magic's not ruined, just keeps changing and evolving, oh well. But back in the day, I used to think that red was the main color of artifact destruction. And they made a card in Amonkhet 1 that's the same as this card, except both pips are green. It's like destroy target artifact, but cycles for a green and is a green card for a green and a 1. So now seeing this card, it's kind of funny to me because I'm like, oh, well, yeah, the green one already exists. So I definitely confirmed it there. But according to Magic, I guess green is number 1 in destroying artifacts and enchantments. And then red can destroy artifacts, and then white can destroy both, but at a worse rate. Where in my mind, over all the years at that time playing Magic, red was the expert at killing artifacts, white was the expert at killing enchantments, green was like the kind of in between, kind of do the best, and then white kind of actually struggled to do most of it. But nowadays, I really don't know. I just wanted to bring up that story. I was very confused about how people saw Magic from like the different perspectives on what color means what. So.
Well, I do want to talk about Road Rage a little bit because I'm kind of disappointed in this card. I mean, from what we had, the grandiose card that we had built on our podcast when we were talking about this from the Aetherdrift teaser, there's no bird tokens to be seen on this card. There's no discard. I don't know. It's like
we had a better vision.
Yeah, it's like a different shock basically. It could be better, depending, on how many mounts and vehicles you have. But so Road Rage, it's 1 red instant. It deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, where X is 2 plus the number of mounts and vehicles you control. So if they would have said any target, it would have been a strictly better shock. But this is just a little bit
They've
different.
done that already, so like, why not?
Yeah,
like they've done that already, so I don't really see why. I mean, in standard, maybe it would be too good if the vehicles are good.
Yeah,
maybe. Just like nugging somebody for 4 or 5.
True.
Still, I am sad. This
Yeah.
is the second sick ass name on a vanilla.
Yeah.
Kind of
First Maximum
card,
Overdrive. Now this. But we do.
Yeah, maybe they just weren't totally, we weren't totally convinced the sun was going to bang.
Yeah,
they made a banger. So.
Like I said, they should hire me, and we would have fixed that. But
yeah, this card would definitely be some sort of bird token maker.
gift a 1/1 bird.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's like one guy from Bloomburrow showed up. Like, what's going on with this guy? So it's like Mulian and Ling. It's like a rabbit. What is going on? Like, who is this bunny?
So,
and then we have another piece of our awesome vanilla cycle.
Yep.
Tyrox, Sarid, Tyrant. Legendary creature, Dinosaur Warrior. What?
Yeah.
So now we got humanoid dinosaurs. There's a whole thing about this actually. Wait, the flavor text has. I'm going to have to read all the flavor text later. But yeah, awesome. 4/1 for red, for 1 in red. This is kind of what I expected for red. Some big power, low toughness guy.
Yeah, like a ball lightning type card.
It feels like it should be a. Yeah, in my mind, it feels like this should have been like a dragon, or something like else. But I guess it's a dinosaur. I'm not sure why. But yeah, cool card. Definitely, just like neat. I'm not gonna build a commander deck with it, but as the Hezeret before, and then including this card, my roommate has the Thunderbird, or what's the bird from Bloomburrow as a commander? The bird dragon.
Oh yeah.
He cares about things that are like 4 power greater, and he Dragonhawk something. Maybe it is called Dragonhawk. I don't know. But he has that as commander, and he plays all sorts of crappy 4 power things like Wall of Razors and stuff. So when I saw this card, I was like, look, it fits in your deck. And he's like, it's going in. So it's already going into a deck. So happy to have that be a thing. Now we're in green. I want to talk about the Agonosaurus Rex, 3 green green for an 8/8 trampler, rare dinosaur, cycling for 2 and a green. When you cycle this card, put 2+1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature or vehicle. It gains trample and indestructible until end of turn. Wow, love it.
So 8/8 for 5 with
Love
trample is where we're at now.
We've been there. We've been there. Verdurous Gearhulk actually comes to mind. Wolfear Silverheart.
Yeah.
Usually there's something funny about them, but 5-mana 8/8's been kind of a going rate for a while, so I'm kind of into it. But I think what's crazy about this card is it's also like a pretty potent combat trick. Like paying 3, getting 2 counters and indestructible and trample,
and drawing a card.
Actually, it's yeah, and drawing it for free basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, card economy wise, like cards a beating. Like if you draw too many of them, you're like, cool, the first one. My 2 drops now a 4/4, hit you for some, kill your blocker.
Yeah.
And then, return 5s around. Well, if you dealt with that guy, here's an 8/8 trampler.
Right.
Sheesh. I mean, dinosaurs have really made some cool big dudes. I don't know why this dinosaur has antlers, but
yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's cool. I love it.
This is another.
This is a dinosaur card that's going in my decks.
This is another one that has the Rude Riders art to it. It's pretty cool because he does have he's got the big horn, the big antlers, and his feet are turning really fast, like wheels and stuff. I really dig it.
Oh my god, getting cooked. And reenact your Jurassic Park bridge scene on it. It looks like to me. See that?
Yeah.
Cool. Oof, that thing's huge. I mean, I'm cool with it. If 5-mana 8/8 trampler is what we get in green from going for it, I'm like, we're gonna get some sweet cards.
Well, how about
it's just this card to me cracks me up because we did a 5 Power Matters theme in Shards of Alara, and they made bad creatures with barely any abilities. Because they're 5/5, that's a lot. You know? Then I look at this card, I'm like, what could have been, man? If we go back to Naya now, I'm like, what does it look like? It's 5 Power Matters. Goddamn, that's a 2-mana 5-power creature. What am I gonna see? I don't know. Just
it
kind of can get this.
So what do you think about this Altar Mammoth? It's a 4 and 2 green for 5/5 creature elephant mount. When this creature enters and whenever it attacks while saddled, create a 3/3 green elephant creature token. Saddle 5.
This card looks so fun. I want to play this card in limited and just go nuts.
Yeah. So
6 mana for 8 power.
Yeah. And then
I don't know what's saddling that thing.
The saddle cost is pretty high because you're gonna have to make 2 elephants to saddle it.
Yeah, I guess you got one and then your other guy.
Yeah.
Then you're boom, I get another one. So it's sweet. I love it. I love cool limited cards. This is a card that actually this set, as we've gone through it, I haven't seen many cards that make me go, ugh. I don't want to play this limited environment.
Yeah.
Some sets slightly there'll be some weird common that's way too good on rate, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. Even Bloomborough had that multiple uncommons that were just oversized. There was a moose and a boar that were gigantic and had all these stats, and I was like, ooh, you're just gonna get murdered by a couple of these. But this set looks really interesting, a lot of dynamic cards just like that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing it limited environment. So
here's a fun card. Defend the Rider, 1 green. Choose one. Target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn, or create a 1/1 colorless creature, pilot creature token with when this token settles, mounts, or crews vehicles as though its power were 2 or greater. That card seems sweet.
Yeah.
Just a trick that also can make sure your vehicles are online, and it's a trick to do that too. It's surprise. All my big vehicles can go. That card's sweet. Has the Bat Rider or whatever that's supposed to be.
It's Lagarin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Lagarin in its rider.
Yeah. Here's a card I know you're gonna want to talk about. Everybody's talking about this card. The District Mascot. The 0/0 dog mount for 1 green. This creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. You can pay 1 and a green, remove 2 +1/+1 counters from this creature, destroy target artifact, and then whenever this creature attacks while saddled, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Saddle 1.
Ooh, this dog's pretty good. Remove 2 counters, right? Okay, so that's a little rough.
Yeah, so you basically got to kill. You got to kill your dog to destroy artifact.
Well, you got to grow them first.
Yeah, I mean, if you.
So it's interesting. It's fun. It's pretty fun, and there's plenty of +1 counter decks. You're just gonna dump counters onto. I mean,
right.
On turn 1, you swing for 2 with your next guy. I mean, I like it. It's also just adorable. I mean, I don't know what to say. One of my good friends who used to live in town. He has a little corgi named Tifa. I love her to death. So it just makes me think of that. So cute level, 10 out of 10. Card design, sweet. Sweet card, but it's gonna feel weird killing that card.
Yeah.
Like kill that dog, or that dog's gonna run you over and blow up all your rocks, or blow up your favorite thing. You're like, why is your dog chewing up all my favorite artifacts? Seems like it should be a goat instead of a dog, since eating artifacts.
Yeah.
Just this card's art. Gibberick Omnivore.
Yeah.
What on earth is that?
Looks like a crazy like giant possum.
That is amazing. What on earth is that thing?
He's just like eating one of the vehicles.
No. Just bizarro worlds. Eat a tire. Again, another goat. Yeah, green. What does green have that I'm really cool on?
I really like this Ooze Patrol card. So it's a
Tell me about it.
Ooze Patrol, 3 and 1 green for a 2/2 creature ooze. When this creature enters, mill 2 cards, then put a +1/+1 counter on this creature for each artifact and or creature card in your graveyard. What I
think you get pretty big.
Yeah, I like the art too. The ooze is like eating a card and taking the shape. Yeah. Yeah, so it's
the ooze are the unofficial team, right?
Yeah. The Muraganda team. So yeah, this creature could be pretty huge. Depending on when you play it. How many, creatures and artifacts are in your graveyard.
Well, scrolling through all the green, there's a lot of mill. I see the word mill on a lot of these cards. So yeah, you can just play this guy and be a 7/7/6/6.
Yeah, I mean the card right next to it.
Back up.
The card right next to it is Molt Tender. Tap it to mill a card. So yeah. And then you've got
part of the plan.
You've got all your cycling cards too, or filling up your graveyard.
Yep. Got your pothole mole.
Oh, I hate that card.
Pothole mole.
The
potholes or the mole itself?
The art. I don't know, something just it strikes me the wrong way looking at that. Yeah,
it looks bizarre. 2 and a green for a 2/3. When this creature enters, mill 3 cards. You may return a land card from your graveyard to your hand.
Yeah.
Funny. That's a funny card. Digs up a land, but it looks bizarre. Moles just look weird. Oh, I did want to mention Ovia Automech Artisan. 3 and a green for legendary creature human artificer. Each creature that's attacking one of your opponents has trample. So we've upgraded from Minecraft has trample to all my stuff. Everybody's stuff tramples on my opponents. Kind of awesome text there.
Yeah.
Then pay 1, tap, put a creature or vehicle from your hand onto the battlefield. Put an artifact on the battlefield this way. Put 2/+1 counters on it. This is the strict upgrade of Elvish Piper, and I'm here for it. I'm here for Grandma Car Lady. Card's sweet. She looks like she's in like some sort of like Star Wars movie or something. Don't know why that is, but awesome card. I'm really considering this as a replacement for Mono Green Commander.
Yeah.
My objective with green is to just slap big morons into play, and this does it.
That does it. Yeah.
Gives everything trample on top of it. Sad is human. Wish was elf, but
yeah,
what you gonna do? It's interesting to see kind of them like just outdating a classic.
Yeah.
But, it also can run alongside my decks that I do have Elvish Piper in. So, and then randomly, if I have an artifact creature, bonus.
So,
bonus points. So
what do you think?
Big lover of it.
What do you think about this Regal Imperiosaur? 1 and 2 green.
They're almost done it. They've almost done the thing. This is like what I expected dinosaurs to be, just big, fat dummies.
So
this is a big fat dummy.
1 and 2 green for a 5/4. Other dinosaurs you control get +1/+1. So it's a dino.
I'm kind of sad. They could have just like made it bigger and just make it vanilla.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean like that's the whole Muraganda thing. Is like I just don't do anything.
Well, I mean we haven't got.
Unless it just had to be too big.
We haven't got to the vanilla yet. The green Muraganda. It's a good one. But yeah, this one, the Dinosaur Lord, that's all he does is pump your dinosaurs. All right, so what's the next one you want to talk about? The
I thought it was
the vanilla.
Yeah, so Rise from the Wreck, 2 and a green, sorcery, return up to 1 target creature card, up to 1 target mount card, up to 1 target vehicle card, up to 1 target card with no abilities from graveyard to your hand. Whoa, that is crazy.
Yeah.
So they've been making these type of cards in a handful of sets where it's like get everything of the set. I think there was one in Ixalan, they got like a pirate, a merfolk, a dinosaur, and something. There was one in a new competitor, they got one of each color.
There was a Traxxas that just got just one of every card type.
Oh, these are I'm just talking about specifically that get from your graveyard to your hand. But yeah, several. And this one is get something of everything back that's referenced in this set, which is super sweet. This card's pretty good. Like if you're in a mill deck, it's probably worth playing just because it'll get you back a creature and a land. I guess a creature and land's maybe not enough, but if you got mounts and vehicles, I mean, this card's draw 3 for 3. Kind of nice. Kind of a nice card. It lets you do a little loopy stuff if you have some Eternal Witness type cards. But yeah, really, really a sweet card. It makes me think of the red white card that lets you get back almost everything from your hand except for like a certain types of cards. So I really like Rise from the Wreck. That's a fun card, and I like that we can still in this day and age of Magic have a card that like references a bunch of types, but feel unique.
Yeah,
because we've added new things like vehicle and mount. So Magic's really still keeping
and vanilla
kind of
is
churning through new things,
vanilla's relevant too.
which is weird because that's an old thing that's been here forever, but suddenly
Yeah,
it matters. And it's also funny because basic lands, I believe, technically have no abilities. Maybe
but it says creature card with no
I'm doubting
abilities.
myself. Oh, okay, never mind. Don't worry about it. So you get one of the cool legends back. Dang. Now I'm like, all right, card's a little softer than I thought it was. Still sweet. Still get back your legend dude. So cool card. Speaking of which, I think that's the next one on the list. Terrian World Tyrant 2 GGG for a 9/7. Legendary creature Dinosaur Ooze has some weird noodle face.
Yeah,
9/7 for 5. Really huge. Going back in the history of Magic, there's tons of green rares that like have drawbacks or like something that's like, I'm big, that's my thing. And or is a rare, is just big and stupid. This card is hilarious. Uncommon, puts like 90% of those green cards to shame. It's like unbelievable. Just this card's gonna kill people in limited so hard. You're gonna get this and something that gives trample and one combat trick, and your opponent's gonna go from like full life to half dead to dead.
yeah.
Like just what a beat.
I mean, we just read the green
What a
card.
cool card.
We just read the green card that gives all your creatures trample. So
Yep. Yep. And the rare cycler, so multiple green rares just give this guy trample.
yeah, I mean, and
So,
this is an uncommon. So
yeah,
all these
it's gonna happen.
yeah, all these vanillas are uncommon.
People are gonna get squished by this big thing. And then the last green card of interest to me is the Web Strike Elite. It's a 2 green for a 3/3 insect archer. Rare. It has reach, cycling for X green. When you cycle this card, destroy up to 1 target artifact and or enchantment with mana value X.
One target artifact or enchantment.
Yeah, or enchantment, sorry,
Yeah.
for X. So I think this card's like trying to be a format shot because it's pretty low cost. It has high power, has relevant text. It's kind of weird because like paying GG to blow up a 0-mana artifact is relevant in a lot of formats. That's uncounterable on top of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a get out of jail free card against a lot of like a really annoying permanent types. You can just be like, oh, that thing's bothering me. Pay 5 or 3 or 4 and get rid of it. I mean, it actually fights against some cards in like old formats like Trinisphere and Spheres of Safety because you don't pay. You're not casting this. You can just discard it and fight them. I think it's a little high for that type of gameplay. Like I feel like if it was Green X, we'd be there, but this is a pretty solid card. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't see some play.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of utility there. Just more in the space. We're getting lots more effects in the space of discard me, get an effect that gets around counterspell. So now counterspell is still good. It's just not the end all be all, and getting locked out by a grip ain't gonna end you. So very into this card. Weird that this is the poster child of the bug team to me so far. This is like the most bug team card I've seen so far. Outside of some of the milling and the rare we talked about last time when we were talking about the car leaders, but cool card.
All right, so that brings us to multicolored. We've gone through all the team leaders, so let's not go through those again. If you want to hear about the team leaders, you can go check out our other Aetherdrift episode. So we're going to skip the team leaders on this, the multicolored, but we're not going to skip the Gear Hulks because we have all of them released so far now. And I think the bright glass Gear Hulk, the green white one, I think is maybe the best one. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems pretty great. I mean, it's 3 cards in one, right?
Yeah.
Let's read it out. Bright glass Gear Hulk, green, white, artifact creature construct, mythic rare. First strike trample. When this creature enters, you may search your library for up to 2 artifacts, creatures, and or enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less. Reveal them, put them in your hand, then shuffle, and it's a 4/4. Yeah, Ranger Vios was good back in the day.
Yeah.
And if Ranger Vios is good, I have to think this card's pretty good. It's very restricted. It's like you're really locked into a particular color combo, but in plenty of Magic formats, getting 2 copies of your best 1-drop seems kind of nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some fun stuff that's like when it comes in together in multiples, it's way better than it should be. So nothing's hopping off the top of my head, but I mean, like 2 Ocelot Prides is good. Like, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
I mean, then you're like, oh, I also have the City's Blessing. Let me make like a bazillion cats or whatever. I'm sure there's something more obnoxious, and it's in the most abusable types.
You can get
You
Basri.
get 2 Basris. Insanity, you get Basri. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Like you could do some weird eggs thing, you know, it gets 2 eggs. You
Yeah.
know, you get 2 like cycling bobbly type cards and just start doing your artifact thing. Um, yeah, it's a great card.
Have you
10
have
out of 10.
have you seen the graffiti art for this one? It looks super sick.
Oh, no, I didn't. I'm looking now. Oh yeah, it's so cool. I still need to see these borders. Every time we look at the cool cards, I see that yellow border. I'm like, I have to see that in real life.
Yeah.
And then I know we're going. Do we want to go through all the Gear Hulks first?
No, let's go. Let's.
Because I do want to talk about Broadside Barrage.
Okay, yeah, let's just keep going. And collector number.
Okay. So Broadside Barrage, a red, a blue, and 1 instant. Deal 5 damage to target creature, planeswalker. Draw a card, then discard a card. I like this card. I don't know if it's like too good, but playing red, blue, and a lot of things, it's really hard to kill stuff. And 5 damage is actually a lot, and getting some card manipulation.
Yeah.
In limited, this card's gonna be nuts. You discard an extra land that I don't care about, upgrade that to a spell, and kill something. This card, this is as close to terminate as you're getting in blue red.
Yeah,
so,
5 damage
big
is
fan of that.
relevant. 5 damage is very relevant.
Yeah, it's gonna kill most things. In a color combo that struggles to kill just a random big thing, and creatures are just bigger now. Over time.
Yeah, we've seen
so,
that.
Red is getting the ability to like nuke some dudes. So if it has to be on gold cards, that's fine. But I'm happy to see it. And I guess that jumps us down to the next Gear Hulk, Coalstoke Gear Hulk.
Yeah.
1 black, red for a 5/4 artifact creature construct, menace, death touch. When this creature enters, put target creature with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard on the battlefield under your control with the finality counter on it. That creature gains menace, death touch, haste, and at the beginning of your next end step, exile that creature. Wow, they really don't want you to do anything funny with that creature because it's a finality counter on it, and then if it doesn't get exiled, it is getting exiled. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So
How do you feel about that card?
So is finality counter when it dies or when it leaves the battlefield?
When it dies, I'm pretty sure.
So you can blink the creature that you get with this, and it'll stay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good because you know what card you could get?
That's kind of the.
You could get the Bright Glass Gear Hulk with this. I'm just saying.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, you could. And then you could get a blink creature. One mana artifact that blinks some things somehow.
I mean,
Yeah, this card is
you could get the black blue Gear Hulk too with this.
aggressive. Oh yeah.
If you're playing Grixis, you
Bot
can.
sees you. Just your battle bots at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I like this card a lot. This card is sweet.
Yeah. All these
You eat some giant thing at you.
all these Gear Hulks are great.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I mean, it's so aggressive. And like, are you ever blocking this thing? It's a 5/4 with Menace and Death
And
Touch.
Death
Like,
Touch,
good
yeah.
luck.
Right, yeah.
It's taking down 2 dudes. 2 dudes guaranteed.
Yeah.
And he also smacked you in the face on the way to start. Like, I'm just trying to think of like a good enough 4-drop that you want. But I'm sure among all the cycling stuff we've talked about, I mean, you can even just slam that 7/2 in somebody's face. You're like, here's my vanilla 7/2 from before. Wow. Just like
Yeah.
bash you in the head with it. And that creature gains Menace and Death Touch. So like you're like not blocking that either. So
Yeah.
yeah, it seems sweet. Seems super sweet. Okay, here's a fun one. Explosive Getaway. 3, a red and a white. Sorcery. Exile up to 1 target artifact or creature. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control to the beginning of the next end step. Explosive Getaway deals 4 damage to each creature. So a sweeper, but it lets your guy dodge a sweeper.
Yeah, let you save one of your guys.
It's a little low on the damage scale, but 4 actually kills most things still to this day. Like I play a lot of Crater Hellion. If you guys don't know, that card's really old, but it's like enters the battlefield and deals 4 to each creature, and it has Echo, and it's pretty bad, but it's creatures, so you can abuse it. So just having a spell that does it, actually probably worth playing in a lot of commander decks. Kills most commanders. In standard, it probably kills everything, and you get to keep your dude. Blink your Gear Hulk of some kind.
Yeah.
And do this
yeah.
again. So, pretty hot. Here's another piece for the vehicle lovers. Fearless Swashbuckler. Getting more swashbucklers. He's a swordfish. Kind of funny. 3/3 haste. Fish pirate. Vehicles you control have haste. Whenever you attack a pirate and a vehicle attack this combat, draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards. Whoa!
Yeah.
That's a lot of value. It's kind of hard to pull off, but it's not impossible. And he's pretty big. 3/3 for 3. Like I said, creatures are just big now.
With
They're
haste.
huge. With haste. Yeah. Remember, what is it? Bogart Ram Gang?
Yeah.
3/3 haste Wither.
Yep.
This is just 3/3 haste. So Anna can draw me 3 cards. Why not? Have we talked about Ketramos?
No, we have not.
All right, Ketramos. White, black, and 1 for a 4/4 legendary creature god. Menace, lifelink, indestructible. When Ketramos can't attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in exile. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or the battlefield during your turn, you draw a card and lose a life. So this has been getting a lot of traction in my commander talking groups. This guy is a problem. You just play him, and then you just start drawing cards every turn.
Yep.
And then eventually you beat the crap out of them with this giant dude.
Yeah. 4/4
slow,
menace life
probably
link.
not the most engaging. Yeah, probably not the most fun thing to play against, but man, oof, that's a beating. I mean, my buddy's already building him, so I'll get the pleasure to let you all know how bad of a beating I take from that card. You'd be like, play a thing, exile it. Play a thing, exile it. Play a thing, exile it. Wow.
I mean, we have Leyline. What's a black Leyline?
Leyline of the Void.
Yeah, that's in standard now. Leyline of the Void's in standard now. So.
Oh my gosh! So yeah, you just do it.
Yeah.
Everything goes. Mill them once, boom. Yeah, I mean, I'm even sure in standard there's enough stuff that just like we already saw Banishing Light type effect earlier in the white cards. Just play enough of those, and you just like they all say draw a card now. Like,
Yeah.
Just rewarded for murdering your opponent's whole board. What a beast.
Yeah.
What a monster. Yeah, I'm hyped for that card. It's pretty sweet. It's going to do a lot of... Well, I don't know if I'm hyped for it. I know I'm going to face that card.
I dig it. Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's sweet. The new Almond Gods just rocking it.
Another sweet card is this, the new Mimeoplasm. Have you seen this?
Yes.
Mimeoplasm Revered 1, X, black.
Go for it, Josh.
So, Mimeoplasm Revered 1, X, black, green, blue, 0/0, legendary creature ooze. As Mimeoplasm enters, exile up to X creature cards from your graveyard. It enters with 3+1/+1 counters on it for each creature card exiled this way. 2 generic. Mimeoplasm becomes a copy of target creature card exiled with it, except it's 0/0 and has this ability. So, yeah.
They figured it out.
Yeah.
Mark Rosewater, I remember way back in the day when he made the Mimeoplasm, he was trying to make that unstyle card that they made later. There's like a red-black one of the unset cards that makes a fusion of a card. So the Mimeoplasm originally was supposed to get all the abilities and the counters, but then they've fixed it. So now they have fixed it again, and now we have the Super Mimeoplasm. So it's either a 4-mana 3/3 clone, which is kind of like who cares, or it's a 5-mana 6/6, or a 6-mana 9/9. So it just A gets huge, and B, it can become a whole problem on its own. Like, what do you got to turn it into? It could be like any of these Gear Hulks. It could be, it could be like so many cool. It can become. Well, I guess it can't become Progenitus. It can become I don't know, myriad cards. It's just like it's super fun. I think it's more interesting than the regular Mimeoplasm in some ways. So sweet card. Love it.
Yeah.
Did you get a fun special art by Jam? What does it look like? Oh my god. That art is amazing.
Yeah, the what do they call that? I don't know what kind of art this is, but the like fractured foil showcase art. Showcase art is what they call it. Yeah, he's like death gripping a dinosaur.
It's like, this you'll be my hand.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I dig the regular art in this card. It's pretty cool too, with all the different creatures. Yeah, I love this card. I love some
craziness.
I love this color combination. Probably one of my favorite color combinations to play, like in Commander. So, yeah, I might do a Mimeoplasm build, a new one. Update the old Mimeoplasm.
Yeah, long payoff coming, man. Finally made it to Muragana. Finally got the Mimeoplasm. Man, it's sweet.
Yeah.
So let's get to the new nightmare.
Okay.
The Riptide Gear Hulk. This one, a lot of people are talking about. Ew, gross. Who made this card? So Riptide Gear Hulk, 1 white, blue, 2/5, kind of small, artifact creature construct, mythic, double strike, prowess. Whenever this creature enters, for each opponent, put up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls on top of its owner's library. Third from the top. That is a beating. Holy crap. And they put it in blue-white, the blink colors.
Yeah.
And prowess, so it's attacking for 6 minimum, like, most of the time, right?
Yeah.
This card's going to be a problem. Like, ooh. I mean, it's going to feel great to play. If you're playing it, you'll be like, and your thing, and your thing, and your thing, get out of here.
Yeah, and then...
ooh, I know the people who I know are going to play it, and it's not going to feel good.
And then mill you. put all your stuff third from the top, and then mill you for 3.
I'll attack you with Gaunty, with my Gaunty guys, and steal that card.
Yeah.
Yeah, card is really good. If it doesn't see play in standard, I don't know what's going on in standard. This card seems so powerful. That is hot. Hot card.
Out of the 5 Gearhulks, what's your favorite one? You think? Which one do you think you'll?
My favorite
Yeah, which one do you think you'll play the most?
is I would imagine it's going to be the blue black one is the one I'll play the most.
Okay.
Um, if I had to rank, it'd be blue black, then red green, then black red. But the black red one maybe more so than I think.
Yeah.
Then the blue white one will probably sneak into a deck and I'll feel bad about doing it to people when if I do the thing. But I don't have a blink deck, so maybe not. I don't have to worry about it. Otherwise, that one's definitely in some deck.
Yeah.
And then what's the one am I missing? Green white. Green white requires a particular deck build, so
It does,
for Commander,
yeah.
I don't see it happening. But if the stars align, I'd play that card. What
Yeah.
about you? What's your order of operations on these?
I like the black red one the most.
Black red.
Yeah, and then I think green white. But like you said, it does take a particular deck to put that in. But yeah, I think those two, and then probably red green. Then I'm honestly probably putting the black blue one last.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, it's a very surgical card.
it
It's
is.
like,
Yeah,
very specific. So for the situations I find myself in constantly, uh, it's good for me. So I can see why most people are probably like, who cares about that?
yeah,
The green red one, my biggest thing with the green red one is I think normally I'd be like, I don't know. Menace is really interesting. Vigilance is really important, and the damage can't be prevented.
yeah,
That is like
yeah. The
that
damage.
seals the deal for me.
Yeah, yeah. The damage can't be prevented.
No
Is
fog out of
huge.
this.
Yeah, that's huge.
Send your constant mists, your moment's peace, your glacial chasm. They can all go take a hike. You're about to get murdered.
Yeah,
That's why I like that card. I love all the alternate arts on all these Gearhulks. They are like crazy cool.
yeah, yeah. The different arts on these cards.
So
I think it's the graffiti art is what they call it. Yeah, on all the Gearhulks are just so cool.
oh my goodness, the white blue one is beautiful.
Yeah,
It looks like a freaking Gundam.
it
Oh
does.
my
It does
gosh.
look like a Gundam. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We're getting there. This could happen. Oh my goodness, Secret Lair Gundam crossover with these Gearhulks. Oh. Have we talked about Sab, Sunin, Luxa, and Body?
Yeah, we did talk about Sab Sunin,
We did talk
the
about her.
frog god. We didn't talk about Samet, the driving force. So it's
Right, tell me about it.
3 red, green, white for a 4/5 legendary creature, human warrior cleric, with first strike, vigilance, haste. Start your engines. Other creatures you control get +X/+0, where X is your speed, and non-creature spells you cast cost X less to cast, where X is your speed. Holy cow. That's a card.
That is crazy. What? So your speed goes to 2. You immediately get the Anthem, but you actually, if she hits, because she has first strike, you get double Anthem your whole board.
hmm
And then it's like also a spell discount randomly? Like, what?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, pretty nuts.
This card had to cost 6 mana.
Yeah.
With all that ability? No wonder it cost 6. Holy. Sheesh.
Yeah, this is
That card's a
pretty
freaking freight
nuts.
train, dude. Salmon is just all of the aggro. Like, oh my gosh. So awesome second appearance. Like the first one was sweet. They get flash and like double strike and stuff. Or
Uh-huh.
had flash and double strike and stuff. Get haste. This one is just like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know when. Every time I see this from an opponent, or if I'm playing it, I know something bad is going to
Yeah,
happen.
I'm not looking
I already am
forward.
thinking like putting it in a.
I'm not looking
Like, I'm
forward
gonna
to
put it
playing
in
against this.
like a 5-color deck, and then just like play all sorts of free stuff after. You're like, I'll play this. My turn again. Guess what? You're all dead. Here's my planeswalkers and whatever. All my 2 mana, 3 mana discount, 4 mana discount cards. Oh,
I mean, my
disgusting.
my son's got
Disgusting.
a Naya tokens deck that this just goes in pretty well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. I'm ridiculous card, ridiculous casual card, and maybe it'll be a regular card. I don't know. It has enough oomph that I'm like, the only thing this card's missing, like actually, is like trample. If I had trample, this card would be like unstoppable. You just be like, boom, like switch vigilance for trample, like it's over. Like hit ya, get my speed up to 2,
Yeah.
do it again.
yeah.
Ugh,
I mean, by the time you
what a
cast,
card.
I think by the time you cast this card, you should already be, at max speed or very close to max speed, right?
True, I'm not even thinking about it right. Yeah, if I've already started my speed, like I was just thinking about the card alone. You're right. If I'm
Yeah.
at max speed, I cast this card.
Yeah.
Oh my, +4 my whole team,
Uh huh.
and like all the discounts next turn. Like you just get max speed at any time you get this card and play you untap. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. Going on, I see a fun uncommon. It is Veteran Beast Rider. 1 green white for a human knight, 3/4. So
Mhm.
they're already above grade stats. At the beginning of your end step, untap each creature you control. Pay 2 a white and a green. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. So unlike that aura or that rare we saw earlier that untaps all your things, I'm kind of into this card just because it's a creature, so it's very like retrievable. And in your creature base like untap effect shenanigans deck, that's actually pretty potent. And it also lets your guys like just kind of attack, you know, kind of into that. It is just an uncommon, but I think it's a little spicy, a little wolf. Probably see it putting in some work.
Yeah.
Also funny to see wolves on Amonkhet, you know, because that's what it looks like they're at. But
Yeah. There-
freaking, the more I look at these card arts, the more I'm like, oh, check that out.
So we've got another card
Oh, here's
here. Another
yeah,
another card here that says Affinity for Artifacts.
yeah.
Voyage Home. 5 white blue for a sorcery. Affinity for Artifacts. You draw 3 cards and gain 3 life.
So super thought cast. That card is so cool. That I'm really man, I can't wait to play limited with this set because I really want to play this blue white artifact affinity deck. I want to see how it plays because there's so many of these like fun like little synergies. Like
Yeah.
we're already gonna have cars everywhere. Like oh, I have 10 cars. Like draw 3 more cars. Like
Right.
pile up. You know. Yeah, I'm into that. Observation at current rate travel. Eventually, rediscovery of home is a mathematical inevitability. Firm, interpretive. Let's go. This I had to read that for the text. Was kind of neat.
Yeah. So this is the
Um,
this is the that mech team that are lost, basically lost in space. I think they're probably going to be the subject of the Edge of Eternity set that's coming out. I hope they are. Anyways, I really dig
oh,
that. I really dig this. The little robots, they're kind of cool. So
awesome. That's cool. Oh man, I gotta read the story. This is so cool. Like it's been a while since Magic got me back in the story, but it's actually
yeah, so
setting me up.
yeah, so their story is they're like lost in space and they're trying to get home. So that's their whole deal.
Okay, that's cute.
I think we've talked about the
Yeah, I'm
rest of
into
the
that.
card, the rest of the multicolor cards we've talked about. We've
Yeah.
talked about the Aether Spark. Um, how about Market Back Walker? What do you think about this card? XX for a 0/0 artifact creature construct. It enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. Pay 4, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and whenever it dies, draw a card for each +1/+1 counter on it. So it's a
Oh my
little
god.
different hanger back walker, where you draw cards instead of making the Thopters. It's pretty sweet, actually.
Kind of templated more like Walking Ballista, right? Because Hangerback was always pay 1 tap, but kind of this one's pay 4. I think it's Walking Ballista.
Yeah, but
Um,
Walking Ballista doesn't do anything when it dies, whereas hanger back
well,
walk.
it's like a few too, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah.
hanger
It's like those two kind of smash together.
yeah, hanger back makes the 1/1 Thopters when it dies. This when you draw a card when it dies.
But the rate of adding is like
Is
Ballista where you pay 4.
yeah,
So yeah, kind of weird.
yeah,
Very Kaladesh invention-y, we put together two of these awesome things.
yeah.
I can't decide. I mean, this card seems like it should be kind of good, but it's kind of expensive, right? Like 2 mana draw a card, 4 mana draw 2 cards. But it's a dude, like so, and you can get counters on it in any way,
Uh huh.
like with your little doggy maybe, or like I don't know if the doggy puts counters on itself. I'm sure there's ways to put counters on it to make that payoff work. I mean, maybe this is a way to help affinity in older formats work. Like you just in some games you sack everything to Ravager and you like kill them with Ravager, and in some games you're like sack everything, put it onto this thing, and sack it to draw your whole deck, and then like dump out your whole hand again. I don't know.
Yeah, there's like the what is it, the Ozolith, where you can move counters over. So,
Oh, true.
there's some those types of decks, or you've got your what's the modern deck that um, whenever you add a counter, you get an extra counter. I mean, there's like
Yeah,
tons of those cards. So
yeah. Wrath me now. I'll draw a whole new hand. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I like it. I think it's good, and I think these are clinically or consistently underrated. So
yeah. I
I
mean,
guess I want to bet high on it.
Hanger Backwalker and Walking Ballista both saw a lot of play. So
Yeah,
I don't see why this one wouldn't.
yeah. I'm interested to see. It's definitely a unique card, and it's in that space where I like Magic cards to be, where it's like this isn't scream at me as broken. It just seems
Mhm.
like fun and interesting. And they've
Yeah.
done that with a lot of cards in the set, like Salmon, like in that same range. Like it kind of reads broken, but it's also kind of fair.
It's
like, for
it's
the mana
right.
cost they put on it.
Yeah, it's right on the edge.
Yeah, I'm very. That's where I like things to be. Like I want to do it to do work, but not like do all the work. So, oh, but speaking of cards that are kind of powerful. Monument to Endurance, 3 mana artifact, rare. Whenever you discard a card, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Draw a card, create a treasure token. Each opponent loses 3 life.
Mm-hmm.
What? Card is crazy.
Yeah.
Is
So
it crazy? I don't know. It feels crazy.
especially with how many cards in this set that have cycling, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking so in Commander, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. So if I play this in Commander, I discard a card on my turn. I discard a card on your turn.
Uh
Your turn, your turn. I just dealt 3, 6, 9, 12 damage to everybody else.
Yep.
Just off the lose life ability. I also could make a bunch of mana, which, okay. And then I can loot a bunch of cards. But looting a bunch of cards is kind of the most. Having mana and looting cards is kind of crazy. So any free discard outlet with this card to me seems like gasoline and fire. And if you can find any way to like double up the draw or like have synergy with the tokens, like or the life loss, like that card screams good to me, but maybe losing card is too much. I don't know. It screams powerful, this card to me.
Yeah, I mean, it draws you an extra
Just
card.
like
It draws you an extra card for every card that you cycle. So
yeah.
at the bare minimum.
At bare minimum, double up your cycling. Yeah, if you have a looter, you're drawing 2. So cheap.
Yeah.
Such a low mana curve. I mean, that card is screaming crazy to me. Yeah, it's too efficient. I can't imagine that card being bad. Like, the worst part about it is it needs a friend, but its friend is like all over the place. Like Magic cards discard cards like willy-nilly.
Yeah, and I mean,
So-
how many? There's so many discard decks in Standard right now. I don't know if you played Standard, but holy cow, there's these mono black discard decks that they just make you discard. That's like their first 6 turns is just emptying your hand out, and then they play these the talents that make you lose. It basically the rack or Black Vice, where you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I played
Oh.
against so many of those decks. It's not even funny. So yeah.
So now they can just turn their own discard cards onto themselves and draw some cards, maybe.
No, it's.
I don't know if this.
I mean, this is.
Oh, this is like a hate card for them. So you can throw this in against them.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, so it's a hate card, but maybe not the way they intended it to be. Like,
Yeah, I don't.
forgot that.
I mean,
I can make myself discard cards.
yeah, I mean, maybe 3 mana is too high to hate against the discard decks because they're coming at you real fast on turn 1 and turn 2,
Yeah.
turn 3 before you can get this out. But it might have a place. I don't know.
Also, if you can copy it, like if you get 2 of these, you're going nuts. Like, because okay, so if you get 2 of these, and you have free discard outlet, you literally go. The first one's free, so I discard a card, I draw 2 cards, and then on your turn I discard a card and you take 6, and then on my turn I discard a card, draw 2 cards. Like it's over, you're dead.
Yeah.
You do this and that like clone from before. You're like this clone,
Oh,
copy
yeah.
it, discard, boom, 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 you're dead. Holy crap, this is cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, this card is. I think this card's nuts. Okay, did we talk about the Radiant Lotus?
I don't think we did.
All right, Radiant Lotus, 6, artifact, mythic, tap, sacrifice 1 or more artifacts, choose color. Target player adds 3 mana of the chosen color for each artifact sacrificed this way. After devastation, hope bloomed. That's what the card says. So this was the Lotus they teased.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Black Lotus costs 6. But really, this card is actually pretty great, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's costed correctly, but once you start messing with it, you're probably going to get such an explosion of mana. It's ridiculous. Like, this card kind of reads like Omniscience a little bit in the certain decks. You're just like, play this, play all the cards from your hand.
I mean,
right? Like,
also you
if
could
you're wanting to play egg style.
Also, you could kind of use this in Commander as like a, hey, take care of me and I'll use my Lotus on you because it says target player. You could target one of your opponents.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's so much mana too. Like you just want to. If you're a group hug person, this would be the ultimate gift, right?
Yeah,
You're
right,
like, I've been mana screwed the whole game, or like I just need a whatever. Here, have all the mana in the world, literally.
Yeah.
Have my whole.
How many artifacts do you have?
Like you're playing like. Yeah. Well, have you played against an artifact deck in Commander lately? They have so many. Like your whole deck can almost be artifacts. Like all the lands, all the permanents. You're just like, you sack this thing. It's like here's 30 mana minimum. God. And then like imagine you do this, you play this, you sack your whole board. This is like Clan Ironworks #2.
Yeah.
You're just like play this, sack it, get all my artifacts back, and begin.
Yeah. When they spoiled this card on the live stream, and that's what they compared it to the Ironworks. So it's kind of funny you mentioned that.
Oh no. Why did they? Why? I don't. I don't understand this card. It just seems like the only time I'm going to see this card in reality is when somebody like destroys me brutally. It's like I've cast this card. I will now proceed to win the game. I'll be like, okay. I
Yeah,
just don't.
yeah,
It's this is another one that I'm like it's on the top end because it's 6 mana, but I'm also like, why? And if you cheat this out, this is like more gross to cheat out than a lot of cards. Like, and artifacts get cheated out pretty easy. I mean, like colorless mana is the most explosive mana, so
yeah.
like, what if you just cast? I'm just thinking like a normal commander draw, like not say it's Soul Ring, but like you're like rock, so you go land, rock on two, uh, some sort of 2 mana rock. So now you got before you play this, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You play this, you get 9. So you go from 7 to like 10. I guess that's not that crazy. But if some of those lands are artifact lands, that goes from 10 to like 16 mana.
Yeah,
Like, so I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's a work card omniscience, but in the right decks, it's like a win the game.
yeah.
I guess it's fine. Just bizarre card. Bizarre. Not what I expected. Probably the most scary card I've seen. Like, this is probably gonna impact games that I play like not in the best way, but then again, it's probably from the player I wasn't like loving to play against in the first place. But maybe for some tournament grinders, it's like, hey, instead of doing this like loop forever, it's like, hey, I found this one, boom, all the mana, I win. Like instead of like having to like grind up two
You just
mana every time you play Second Sunrise, you're
just
like,
shortcuts. Yeah, shortcuts to their instant win.
uh, yeah, like we like this deck existing, so let's just
Speed it
make
up.
A to B happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we can unban a card maybe, which is bizarre. I don't like that logic thought, but I can see them being there because they got to appeal to every type of player. But yeah, I think that's all the artifacts I was interested in talking about. Did you have any others?
yeah. One more, just real quick. The Rover Blades, the artifact
Okay.
equipment vehicle, which is fairly new. I think we might have one other one of these. So it's a Rover Blades. Cost 3 for a 2/2. Artifact equipment vehicle, double strike. Equipped creature has double strike. Equip 4, accrue 2. So yeah, so you can strap them onto a creature, or you can just make it become its own thing.
Oh, that's sick. I love that. That's so funny. This is like the only time we're ever gonna get a creature vehicle, right?
So this is the
Oh,
only equipment vehicle that we have in Magic. So interesting, thing here in Aetherdrift. So we've got an equipment vehicle and we've got an equipment planeswalker in this set. So
oh gosh,
yeah,
so bizarre. Very weird types. They really went the whole 9 yards here. Um, and I think that gets us wrapped up with artifacts.
yeah,
Now I think this might be. I know it's tail end of I'm glad you're all here for the podcast. This might be the most important set of cards in the set, Aetherdrift. It's these lands here, and the lands I'm talking about aren't actually the ones that we had from Duskmourn. Those are great too. Nothing against them. We already kind of know. I'm not talking about the ones that make little vehicle dudes. I'm talking about the colorless lands that start your engines because they're kind of the most free way to start your engines.
hmm
The first one I want to talk about is Amonkhet Raceway. Or let's just read them all out so we can kind of talk about them all together.
okay,
So you have Amonkhet Raceway, start your engines. It's a land. It has a colorless, and it says max speed, target creature gains haste until end of turn. And it is also stage 2, the sands and waters of Amonkhet, which is kind of cute flavor text. And then Avishkar Raceway, it's a land. Start your engines. Tap, add a colorless. Max speed 3. Pay 3, tap, discard a card, draw a card. This is stage 1, the winding streets of Girpur. And lastly, we have Muruganda Raceway. Land, start your engines. Add a colorless. Max speed, add 2 colorless. So in my opinion, I think this is kind of like beyond one drops with start your engines. I think these 3 lands are going to
yeah,
be what gets this ability into games and be the thing that starts off the races.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
So what's kind of
Their
funny?
abilities I think aren't super duper important, but
What's kind of funny about these, which I just now realized, is so Avishkar is stage 1. It's a common. Amonkhet
mhm.
is stage 2. It's an uncommon, and then Muruganda is stage 3,
Oh,
and it's a rare.
good eye. Yeah, that's pretty hilarious. That's super
Yeah,
cute.
which
That's super cute.
I think
Um,
Muruganda is probably the best one, honestly.
yeah, add 2 mana
Yeah,
eventually. Yeah, it's pretty soft, but I play a lot of Temple of the False God, so Seeing jumping mana is always good.
Yeah.
I don't
Uh,
know how good or
adding
how important it's going to be, but
adding colorless is good for me. I love playing Eldrazi, so this Murgonda is
oh
definitely
yeah,
definitely going to my Eldrazi deck. So
yeah, all
actually,
these lands seem
all
like sweet
yeah,
interludes and colorless decks.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
target creature gains haste. Yeah,
and looting, get
haste,
rid of your crappy cards when that's later on.
haste and annihilator.
God, stop, villain. You lived through the original hell of the Eldrazi. Now you want to live in the new hell? Oh, no, Eldrazi menace. But yeah, the haste one's cool. The Avishkar Raceway is pretty passive and kind of weird because it's a little slow, but I think it's worth. That's a valuable ability late in the game. It's just kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
slow. But yeah,
yeah,
the Murganda one I think really gives you the most potential, but it's weird because you're in an aggro deck, so you randomly get like a burst of mana later, so you probably don't need it. But in Commander and other formats, it really doesn't matter because the game's going to go on long enough. But even in Standard, there's probably reasons. I mean, having extra mana is not going to hurt, and start your engines for free is, I think,
yeah. I think that's the biggest
kind
part
of
of
a big
these.
deal.
Yeah,
Yeah, like imagine playing all your higher end starter engine cards, and then like this helps you cast them, and they're already max speed.
hmm
So the speed demon, Samut, like Samut, getting your discount on Samut, so the turn you do it, you're like boom,
yeah,
So
yeah,
pretty cool. Those are the lands that I think are most important to go over.
yeah. So
Um,
we've got the whole Verge cycle, the enemy colored verges. So those are the lands from Duskmourn where you add one color and then you can add the other color if you have a certain land type. So I really love those lands.
yeah,
Then we have the common lands that enters tapped and you gain a life. We've got a full set of those. And then we've got these roads, country roads, foul roads, reef roads, rocky roads, just you know,
the
wild roads.
ice cream road.
Yeah, yeah. All these, they're kind of cool. They have, they all have the same ability basically. So it enters tapped unless you control a mount or a vehicle. You add a color of whatever the land is, and then you pay one in whatever color the land is. Sack it, create a pilot token. So that's all the roads are basically the same except they tap for different colors.
And they all
Um,
have hilarious names.
yeah,
Country roads, rocky roads, reef roads. If you get what I'm saying,
yeah.
hilarious.
So that's all of them. The basic lands. I mean, we do have to talk about those. I think those are
Yeah,
super sweet. So we've got three different versions of each basic land. We've got ones with art from Avishkar. We've got ones from art from Amonkhet, and we've got ones with art from Muruganda. And then we've got these first-person view basics that look like you're in the cockpit of a different car and looking out the windshield. So those are pretty sweet too.
and we
Yeah,
also
this
get an alternative gold border for those POV lands, and there's also an alternative art just for all the lands that's unique. I don't know which setting they're necessarily from, but as instance, the plains has like a completely unique gold border art that almost looks like it's from like a different plane altogether.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, maybe it's Morgana, but it has like some spacey looks to it. So all very cool.
The gold first person view lands are the same art. It's not
Yes,
yeah, but the gold like the gold basic
full
lands
art.
are just that's the only way you can get that art is with the gold foil on it. So
As far as I can tell, yeah.
kind
So
of
there's four unique arts, or there's
yeah,
five unique arts for each basic land.
yeah. And
Uh,
so we do get box toppers with this set, and you get one of the lands. You get two cards in the box topper. One of them is a land, and then one of them is a rare or mythic from the set, with all that the gold foil treatment. So yeah,
yeah, very cool. No, this set is packed with fun stuff, good designs. I mean,
yeah. I'm
I really
super happy with this set.
now I got to go look at all the cool commander cards that I didn't look through yet.
Oh yeah,
See all those new
the
arts and
new
stuff
arts.
on top
Yeah,
of
the new
it.
arts, especially I think it's Zombie Master, is super sick.
Oh yeah, there's a whole list of new arts. Got a cool swords to plowshares, reality shift, corpse auger.
No, it's not Zombie Master. What is it?
Yeah, zombie master.
Is
All
it?
other zombies have swamp walk, and then they have
Yeah,
lair. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah,
I think that's like the first like that's the second new art reprint for that card in like or third we've had like this year or since in the last 365 days. Had one creep show secret lair drop, then we had one mystery booster 2, and then we had the Aetherdrift one, which looks
This art.
amazing.
Yeah, that art is super sick.
Yeah,
The
we got a
great
lot of new Grave
the
Titan.
Grave Titan art. looks really cool. I really dig all these. Like they do the art with the setting. Like I said, Arcane Signet. You have one from Avishkar. You have one from Amonkhet.
Hmm.
Same with the Soul Rings and the Command Towers. Very cool. We've got the Lightning Greaves with the Avishkar type art on it. So yeah, um,
Yeah, yeah, I see them all. Duplicant, Lightning Greaves. Yep.
we got a new.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, Druid of Purification. Wow, with
Uh
new
huh.
art.
Yeah, new Chaos Warp.
Yep.
Corpse Knight with new art looks pretty
Chain
sick.
Reaction finally got
Chain,
new art.
yeah, chain
Finally.
reaction with the exploding car. So
Yeah, so many cool.
murderous rider.
Yep.
So
Played a lot of that card.
yeah, he's like a
Crypt
like a
Breaker.
the murderous rider's got like a giant beetle like pulling a chariot. It's pretty badass.
Oh, that art is great.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
The have
10 out of 10.
you see Reality Shift from
Yes.
it's like got this like big graffiti mural. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, so digging all the that's one thing I didn't pre-order is the commander decks. So I'm definitely gonna try to get a hold of those though because they look pretty cool, the decks themselves, and then you get all these
Mhm.
sweet new art. So yeah,
And 16 new cards. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
what's not to love?
yeah.
For 36, no more than that. Plenty of new cards too. Yeah. Well, cool. This has just been us kind of cruising through, taking a joyride through Aetherdrift
Yeah,
and all the twists and turns, a lot of this and that, a lot of interesting pieces. But wow, I was not expecting to love the car set as much as I really do.
yeah. I'm glad. I'm not disappointed at all with this set. So
Yeah, it was. It's a big hit. I can't wait to get some of these cards in my hand, add them to my decks. A lot of cool cyclers, a lot of fun stuff that I just wasn't expecting. So,
yeah, I'm really looking
um,
forward to jamming some games on Arena. I'm looking forward to the pre-release coming up. I'm gonna do a few of those. So and then I mean right after this set releases, we're MagicCon Vegas or
there we go.
MagicCon Chicago. So
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
yeah,
Right, right. Yep.
yeah,
So we're almost there. We're
yeah,
almost there, Josh. We're gonna pick up some sweet. You're gonna pick up some sweet swag there. We're gonna get your festival in a box, or get me some festivals in a box, and
yeah,
we're gonna kind of go from there. So I'm looking forward to it. So
yeah,
uh, until next time, I've been your host Nick and Josh. And
yeah.
Josh, let them know.
All right. Don't forget to like, shower, and subscribe. And me and Nick will see you next time.
Later.